Everyone, quick little video today because there was a question that I saw on Facebook, and it was a question which was, can I use a unmodified camera to take IR photography, basically using an IR filter and a longer exposure, or alternatively a lot of sequential exposures at high ISO, and then stack it in order to get back that image quality. Today I'm going to be using an 80 to 400 millimeter lens with my GH4 to try. The GH4 is not modified. I also have a G9 that is full spectrum modified, which I'll also take a picture so you can sort of see the comparison between unmodified and modified for the final image. I've also taken a photo right now of the scene without any filter on it to give you a comparison of what you're going to end up having. So we're going to put the filter on, and the filter I'm currently using is a Fotga Fader ND IR. So this one goes from 530 nanometers to 750 nanometers, and we're probably going to be sitting at the 750 nanometer mark, which is what's currently set at, simply because we want to see what normally happens. A lot of IR photography is done at 720 and higher, so that's going to give us an idea of our scene. And put it on and we'll see what we get, which is going to be, oh come on, so because this is an unmodified camera, I set the focus before I put the filter on, because even through the live view I can't see anything. So I'm going to take an initial picture with the same settings before. I'm on manual. So unsurprisingly, I ended up with basically a black picture. And while I could stretch it out and see a little bit of the detail, the reality was it was pretty much black. So I ended up taking a series of 50 pictures and using some astrophotography techniques, ended up creating a stack, and this was the result. It's not particularly pretty, but this definitely shows that you need a lot of light with this filter in order to see in a stock camera anything in IR. So the next thing I did was crank up the ISO. Okay, cool. And now I'm going to go and basically ramp up the ISO to the highest level it has and take a picture. And I'm going to set it here. I'm going to take a bunch of them. So here is a single high ISO image from the GH4, which is the stock camera. I then went and stacked 18 images together to get the second image here, which is a slight improvement in contrast, but really you can see here that there's still quite a bit of noise and there is definitely a lack of detail, most likely due to the camera shake every time the shutter fired. So the last photo I'm going to take is a 60-second photo. The camera could do longer with bulb, but 60 seconds is one would do. So here is the 60-second image, and as you can see, it's actually quite usable. It's not the greatest IR image in the world, and you can definitely play around with the settings, but it's there, and it's infrared, so we're pretty good to go. Alright, so next I'm going to be putting on the G9, which is a full spectrum camera that I've had modified, and the reason I'm doing this is it's going to show you what the image would look like if it was taken with an actual infrared camera, so you can understand, while you can do this with an unmodified camera, actually having a real modified camera is going to give you a slightly different result. So here you can see from the IR image that this looks a lot better. And this is what you can sort of expect from a modified camera, and it also does this at a regular shutter interval, so you can actually use this to make a film, and this is what you see in the live view, with the exception of course that this is color corrected down to a black and white image rather than just being purely red. So I hope this answers the question of, can you take a picture with IR without a unmodified camera, which I have down here, versus a modified camera. It is possible. The results I will show in the pictures here, you can see there is a slight difference to them. Again, it depends on what you're looking for and processing afterwards. It is possible, however, again, Using an unmodified IR camera, you're really stuck with static images. So still life, photography, anything that's moving, etc. You just simply need the either longer exposure time or something still, so you don't get that jitter from things moving. So something to consider about, and hopefully this has been a educational learning experience for you. And yeah, this is not necessarily the most interesting thing to take a picture of, but there you go. And the clouds are moving in, so I'm done. And yeah, I don't know. I don't have a catchphrase yet for this channel. It's like clear skies, gray skies, happy shooting. I don't know. Do weird stuff with your camera. Not too weird. And yeah. See you in the next video. There you go. See you in the next video. Woo hoo hoo. All right, I got puppies and food to make.